Hi, I'm Hannah Ray from Way of the Earth School in Blue Hill, Maine. Today we're going to show you how to tan fish skin. Making fish skin leather is really easy. These are two things that I have made from fish skins. This is a sun hat that I took a bunch of smaller fish skins and sewed them all together. And this is one skin that I made into a bow tie. There's a bunch of different ways of tanning fish skins, but today we're going to make fish skin leather using the oil tanning method. So these are two fish skins that I've tanned. This one is another bark tan fish skin. Nice and supple. It gives it more of an orangey color. And this is a urine tanned fish skin. It's very similar to oil tan with the result. So this is kind of what we'll be making today. So the first step is fleshing the fish skin. I use a couple different tools. My favorite tool is this scapula from a deer. That's what I'll be using today. But if you don't have that, shells, the edge of shells work great. I also have this bone knife that I use a lot. Something that's dull but has a nice edge on it. So putting your fish skin on something flat is necessary to flesh it. And it's really simple. You're just kind of pushing off all the flesh until it's pretty clean. Flip it over, get off this flesh. Then you have a fleshed fish hide. Turning it over, then you can start scaling it with the same tool. Keeping it flat. You don't want to scale too hard, otherwise you'll kind of break up the pattern of this fish scales. You will have fish scales flying everywhere. It's kind of magical, but can be a little messy. So I've finished descaling and fleshing the fish skin. Some fish you don't have to scale, but most of them you do. So depending on the fish species you get, you'll probably need scaling. So the next step is oiling the fish skin. And you can use a lot of different things, egg yolks, mayonnaise, emulsified oils are the best, but sometimes I just use different vegetable oils like olive oil. I use old salve sometimes, and I often use my own kind of blends of animal fats or beeswax and pine pitch, things like that. But for today I'm using this old salve, has bear fat and beeswax in it. And you don't need very much. And I'm just going to oil my hands, rub it in, and then I'm going to rub the fish skin in. And because this is a really small fish skin, it really doesn't take much oil. So I'm just kind of covering it. So for the softening part of the process, I like to use this moose jawbone, and I just run it back and forth over the teeth. But if you don't have a bunch of moose jawbones laying around, you can just use your hands. Essentially, you're just stretching it in every direction, kind of tugging at it. Fish skins feel not quite so strong in the beginning, but as they dry, they get stronger and stronger. So you never should really have to pull very hard, but just working it in all directions over and over until it's dry is important. So after about an hour, my fish skin is done. It's nice and supple. It goes from being translucent to opaque. And an optional part of the process is smoking it. So you can put it in like a cold smokehouse or hold it over a really smoky fire. That just helps preserve the skin. I recommend doing it, but it's not necessary. If you don't smoke it, you just don't want to get your skin wet because it will be back to being crinkly. But all you would have to do is resoften it, which doesn't take very long. A couple other things you can do with fish are some of the skins that have holes in them or get little nicks I use and I simmer down for glue. You can use just like regular glue. And I also take the spines and I dry them and powder them and put them in like sea salt blends. It adds a lot of trace minerals to the mix. And it's just a really nice way to utilize the bones, which often go underused. So I hope fish leather is just another way that helps you connect to your relationship to fish in your life, and that you make a lot of beautiful skins.